Good afternoon, Outliers. How are y'all doing today? I hope your Monday is going swimmingly. I got a new shirt. So we didn't celebrate Father's Day last week because we had just got back from our vacation like the day before and we were clearly not ready. So we celebrated this weekend. And one of the things my family got me was this fun shirt. Sorry I'm late. My car was charging. And of course, I've been wearing it ever since then. They also got me some fun cornhole. Here in Texas, we love a good cornhole game. And Bucky's, those of you who are familiar with Bucky's, has this really awesome cornhole set. It's super overpriced. It's like $200, but it's really fun. It looks like the Bucky Beaver is like a king on a playing card, and that's like what the platform of the cornhole looks like. So that was the highlight of the weekend. We played like a million rounds of cornhole. We set it up in the house because it's too hot to go outside and play. Otherwise than that, this morning my mom had a little medical procedure, so had to run over there and take care of her business. But she's back home and fine now. And Mahesh and I had a call when I was on my way home, and so this Friday we're going to have a special live stream like we do every other Friday, and we're going to be covering the affiliate referral links for OVTLYR in this in the special live stream this coming Friday. So I really want everybody to come and ask as many questions as you can. As you know, my Tesla is completely free to me every single month because I have affiliate deals that I set up years ago that still pay me every single month, and they pay for my Tesla, which is the coolest thing ever, right? And I want the same for you, right? It's super simple the way that we've got it built in OVTLYR, and we want to make it as easy as possible for you. And we also want your feedback to find how you're using it and how we can help improve the experience for you. So that's going to be the live stream this Friday. That'll be at 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll start there. But of course, we want you to come and invite all your friends to come and whatnot. It's really going to be more tactical than we've done on the other special live streams because we want to set you up for success, right? We're going to be paying you 30% of the first year, and then 15% of year 2, I believe it is, which is huge numbers, right? Basically, you share one link and you could potentially get paid for 2 years off of somebody clicking one link. So I would absolutely highly recommend you come on this Friday. And I'd like to say hi to everybody. David, good to see you. Dave has been all over the Discord lately. Dave is just murdering it, man. I am so proud of Dave. Jean-Louis here. Michael's here. Other Michael's here. Hey, he just got a new Bucky's at his town in Colorado. Cool. So you've seen that. Well, I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's at all the Bucky's. You've seen that cornhole, right? Man, I love cornhole. Cornhole is one of my favorite games because it doesn't take skill. Anybody can do it, right? You're just throwing a beanbag. You're just throwing a beanbag down a hole, right? And anybody can do it from like age, I don't know, 3 to 99. It's just so much fun, especially when drinks are involved. That's when it gets a lot more fun. Good to see you, Goran. So Michael knows the cornhole we're talking about. Very cool, very cool. Dave already has 24 referrals. Let's go, dude. Way to go. See, it can literally be that easy. Like if all 24 of those people bought from Dave, he'd be driving around in his very own brand new Tesla. So I hope that works out for you, Dave. And of course, we want to do everything to make it possible for it to work for you. So let's jump right into our market analysis. All right, welcome to the OVTLYR trading room. This is how to trade only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading. Now, full disclosure, I am a partner with OVTLYR, and this is my style of trading using OVTLYR, but OVTLYR delivers you new opportunities every single day. So you got to log into the platform and see what's new every day. Now, with the golden ticket trading strategy, which I did make a slight modification today, I'll show you as we go through it. You always want to trade with the market, right? With the SPY, the 10 over the 20, price over the 50. So the SPY trend, let's go take a look at that. The SPY trend is going up, has been going up for a long time at this point. And whenever we hit all-time highs, I was just mentioning this to Dave, anytime you hit all-time highs or 52-week lows, because you really can't say all-time lows, anytime you're hitting highs over a long time frame, that's exceptionally bullish, especially all-time highs. The reason why all-time highs especially are bullish is because there's nobody waiting up here, right? There's nobody waiting up here saying, oh, if price comes back to this area, I'll sell and get back to break even. There's nobody up there, right? Theoretically, everybody is profitable, right? Because if you're buying at all-time highs, if you bought anywhere below that point, you are making money today. So that's what I'm trying to say here is all-time highs are absolutely a bullish thing. That doesn't mean it's going to last forever, but it's a bullish starting point. Dave says, too tall for a Tesla. I'll take a new SUV. All right, there you go. There you go. How tall are you, Dave? Jeez, I'm 5'11", 5'11 and 3/4. But if I were on a dating site, I would definitely say 6 foot. Sebastian, good to see you, my friend. So the market's going higher, and we also want to include market breadth. So let's take a look at the market breadth. This is one of our new indicators. 6'4". Good gravy. All right, so taking a look here at the market breadth. Let's zoom in. Now, this is the percent of stocks on the bull list. And as you can see, that list is growing right now with the 10 EMA crossover happening a few days ago. So it's definitely bullish right now. So I really, really like that. So we've got the trend in our direction. We've got the market breadth in our direction. Let's continue on. First thing is to look at our existing trades. And the number one thing we do each day is to do what? Recite it with me. Reduce risk. Anytime we have risk on, we want to reduce risk every single day when it's on. So we have some work to do. On all three trades we have on, we have work to do. So first off, let's start with NLY. NLY looks great, right? It doesn't have any other reasons to get out on a chart perspective. So I'm going to just jump over here. And we can see that the heat map here, one of my rules is if the heat map stalls to get out. So the heat map was at G22 on Friday when we got in. It's still at G22 today. And in fact, I got to looking at this earlier. I was on my phone this morning. Well, I was taking my mom to the doctor's office and I was looking at this and I was seeing G22 for several days going backward. And I was like, okay, we got an issue. I got to tell Mahesh that the heat map isn't updating on the iPhone. And then I got on the screen here and I'm like, wait, it's been G22 since May 30th. And so that is an exit point for me. I was very surprised by that. So clearly there's not a problem with my phone or with the platform on a phone. It's actually not gone anywhere on the heat map. So I need to exit that trade. Give me a second here to log into Tastyworks. I forgot to do that. All right, password is 6969 420. I'm sorry. I'm a 9-year-old. Okay. By the way, Mahesh was asking about a video describing order blocks. This is a quick 6-minute video. It's decent to watch. Okay, while that loads, let's chat on that real quick. So Mahesh just got in Netflix earlier today, and I posted in the Discord. Not Mahesh, but Netflix has a textbook example of what can happen when a stock hits an order block. I mean, check this out, right? Moving up, moving up, moving up. Wicks into it once, wicks into it twice, wicks into it a third time, smash. Brian knows. Brian knows all about these order blocks. And let's take a look real quick. Oh, was this the alt? This was the alt. Okay, this is great education today. So this was the previous all-time high on Netflix. Oh man, this is so perfect for today. And November 17th, 2021, previous all-time high hit on Netflix. Okay. So there were lots of people who bought around this point, and it has gone down and down and down. And it went down 75%. Netflix went down 75% over the last couple of years. You may not have realized it, but it did. And then it took a couple of years and it built back up to what we see today right here. So think for a moment, right? You had all these people who had bought in at the top, and then the top went down 75%. And they had all their orders sitting on there waiting to be filled to get back out at break even because they lost 75% of their investment. The very first time it comes back to that price level, supreme rejection. and I'm not at all surprised. This is textbook exactly what order blocks are. These are orders waiting to be filled. And why all-time highs is actually a very bullish thing, because this didn't hit all-time highs here just in the last couple of days. It got close, but those people who had bought all-time highs were waiting to get filled when they got back to break even, right? Remember what I was saying. If there's nobody out here, everybody theoretically is making money on it. But since there was a buttload of people waiting, they immediately got out once they had the chance back at break even. This was a textbook perfect example of how great order blocks are to keep on your chart. So really cool to see that. Now, since that's already loaded in, what were we doing? Oh yeah, Tastyworks. Back in here, NLY. All right, so we got into the NLY July 19th, 19 calls on Friday. I remember we paid $1 for them. Now, this is really cool. Pay attention. I'm going to get real mathy on you real quick. So it's at $20.19 with zero extrinsic value. So that means if you got out at $1.03, you undersold that big time, because it should be worth, theoretically speaking, if there is no extrinsic value, this should be worth 19 plus the value to get to $1.20, which is $1.19. So this should be worth $1.19. So I'm going to put it in at $1.20 just because I can. I'm going to go full closure on NLY at $1.20 and see if that gets filled. So that's the way that these option prices are made up. It takes the strike price plus extrinsic value plus the intrinsic value. This should be 100% intrinsic, which is why I'm saying I could probably get out at 120, not 102. So it's not filled yet, but it's working. I'm going to let it sit because I'm not going to take 102 for that. Not a chance. Let's move on to the next trade, EQR. EQR is awesome. Check this out. We got in on the 20th. It's now up. How much is that up? Over $1.50 or so, give or take. Let's just do the math. Yeah, $1.58 right now. So that's been a solid trade. And what you'll notice here is it's actually gone up over one ATR value from my entry point. Now, this is where I do need to roll. Now, if you haven't seen this before, I describe this as voodoo, because it is. We're going to, the stock has already moved one ATR in our direction. So one average true range. So it's setting a new range is what it's doing. Can you roll up for a credit? And I know we can. So let's go do that. Let's go to EQR. There. Nope. Okay. Got it. Okay. EQR. July 19th. 65 calls. Where did we get in there? We got in at 305. 305 was our entry point on, right? Yeah, 305 was our entry point on EQR. Now, I'm looking to roll up from the 65 to the 67.5. So I would sell to close, buy to open. Now, this should give me about $2.18 in credit on this. So what does that mean? There's no liquidity in NLY. Oh. We'll come back to NLY. I'm just going to let it sit at 120, Sebastian. So EQR, we're going to roll up from the 65 to the 67.5. As one order, sell to close the original position, buy closer to the money, same number of contracts. Now, when you do, you're going to take in a credit. So the reason I was saying, what did we get in for? We got in at 305, and now we can take a credit in of 215, meaning our risk in the trade is only 90 cents. So we've reduced the risk by 2/3, right? It was 305. Now our risk in the trade would only be 90 cents, which means you actually get $2.15 in credit for every contract you have back in your account that you can trade with right now. Isn't that cool, right? So this is one of my very favorite things to do. And we have seen tremendous success with this because it frees up partial profits right now. You're taking today. It's going to free up capital and it's going to keep the trade alive. So you still will have the trade on, but you're going to get back a whole bunch already, which is really cool. So let's see if we can roll this. Oh, filled at 120. Told you. Yeah, NLY filled at 120. All right, so we'll let that sit for a minute. EQR, we're going to roll up from the 65 to the 67 and a halves. And, oh man, that price just changed a lot, didn't it? It's a decently wide spread to go from there to there. Delta at 73 is fine. Open interest is fine. Extrinsic 77 on 275 is 28%. It's a little higher than I'd like, but this is kind of moving around a lot. So I'm going to put this at 215 like it was a minute ago. EQR. I'm just going to let that one sit too. Remember, same number of contracts, selling to close the 65s, buying to close the 67s is one order. Putting it at 215. I'm already filled at 215. Oh man, I'm getting it good today. You got 215. Okay, so Goran got out at 115 earlier today. Jean-Louis just got in at 215 as well. Very cool. All right, let's update the Discord. Oh, what a good day. All right, NLY. I need to copy a closure template. Give me a moment. Just a second. Here we go. I like to say, for consistency and transparency's sake, I like to put one with the other so I can always follow it. So I'm going to reply. So 624 closed NLY. That was 19 calls for $1.20, which was a good sized win. Let me do the math here. That was a 19.67% gain. And that did what to the portfolio? It added 2%, 1.99%. The reason was heat map stall. Cool. I'll take it. Beautiful. And now let's work on, I got a little headache. That's right here, right on my eyebrow. Let's work on EQR. By the way, NLY, we got in at like 1994 or 1996 or something like that. 1997. A really solid trade, right? Generally $20 is my limit, and since it was just a couple of pennies off, I was okay with taking it. EQR. We're going to reply, paste, roll today's date. This was the 65 to 67 and a half. Yeah. Up to the 675 calls for 215. Now, I don't want to put in all those details yet, but we just freed up a ton of capital. Closing NLY, rolling up EQR. I've got way more money to trade with right now. And I'm not done yet because I'm going to do the same in CL, Colgate-Palmolive. I'm telling you, rolling trades is one of the greatest things that anybody could ever do. If you are a trader and you're not trading options, you are losing this functionality because you can do so much more with options that you can't do with stock, period. CL, Colgate-Palmolive. We're going to roll. All right, rolling up the 92.5 up to the 95. So closing the 92.5. which we got into. Hang on. Go up here. What do we get into it at? 480. Okay, so we're going to apply. We're going to copy this. Okay, so we got into the 92.5 at 480. Really, the 92.5 at 480? Is that right? Yeah. Sweet. I'll take it. And now it's at 670. But if we roll from the 92.5 up to the 95s, we'll take in $2.40 in credit. So we spent 480. We're getting 240 back, give or take. So that means the capital required on this trade is half of what it was, right? Oh, thanks, Goran. Sorry. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Back to this. So we're going to take off half of the capital required for this trade, like right now. Isn't that cool? So you can still keep the trade on. You have half of the risk that you had before, and you're taking on, you're keeping the trade alive. So it's so cool. And if the trade goes against you, it actually goes against you less. So for example, if we were winning on this trade right now, and it turned around and went against us, and we have seen this in practice, so we can attest, we've all seen this in real life. It turns around and goes against us immediately. By rolling it up, it actually has a lower delta, meaning that it impacts our account less than it would if we didn't do anything with this trade. So it's a very defensive and offensive move at the same time. It just has all the benefits. Okay, back to this. No, back to this. Yes. Rolling 92.5 up to 95. I should also preface this and say I already went through these and made sure that I didn't have any other exit points otherwise. So that's why I'm like straight. Let's go ahead and look at them. Otherwise, I had to spend a little extra time on that. Okay, 92.5 up to 95. It was 240 a minute ago. Let's see if we can hit 240. Okay, I'm going to let that rest for a minute. Now, let's continue on. Grab today's buy and sell signals. So we go to the bull list, go to the green overlay because it's a bullish trend in the market, bullish breadth. Hey, Jorn, we are getting busy today, my friend. We closed NLY, we rolled EQR, and well, at least I have rolled EQR. I've closed NLY, and I have an order to roll up Colgate-Palmolive at the moment. CL. So we're going to take this list. We're going to cut it down. I've already done this to where it's just the ones that are over 1 million shares. Just talked to Mahesh, and earlier today, we've talked about the screeners before, which is going to be really cool because it's going to allow us to do all the filtering in a saved filter, and I can share that with you, which is going to be great. But we'll be able to see, the date of the buy signal comes through. We could probably set it for today. Does it have a green overlay? Does it have positive expectancy in the back test? Is it over 1 million shares? All these things that I'm filtering out for will be one click. So save us even more time. I love that. So I've already taken this. I've already dropped it into my bull list on here, and it's just a handful. One of them being Netflix, which is what got me on that topic earlier today. And I know Mahesh took that trade earlier as well. So running this, only 3 pass that have no order blocks in the way, no earnings, and the price is in the right direction. So I'll just show you what I mean. So TT, no issues here. It's above an order block looking north. That looks good. Netflix, order block ahead of it. HRB, this one I do plan on trading. No order blocks in the way. Trend is looking good. Earnings were a while ago, not in our way right now. CGNX, this has an order block right here. I will not trade it because of that. And then BRX, this one should be okay. Yeah. Oh, this one doesn't have a lot of liquidity. That's what it was. So let's go take a look at these 3, because you know what? You may still trade these. These may still work for you. BRX, TT, and HRB. So I want to come back to this. BRX, TT, HRB. So let's go with BRX first. Negative expectancy. All right, so this is G11 right now. That looks good. Performance summary, 108% looks great. Let's look at TT. Okay, so TT does not have a lot of liquidity here, and it's over my $10 limit. I just like to trade $10 and less, so no thank you. And then HRB. HRB. Okay. So here, 80 delta one at the 50 strike looks pretty good. 360, 390. Look, have we got filled on CL? Come back to that. Gives us more funds to trade with. That's what I was looking. HRB. So if we look at this one here at the 80 delta, at the 50 strike, it's 20 cents wide. What's my criteria? We'll come back to that. 20 days, 21 days to expiration, 250 plus open interest, less than 50 cents bid-ask spread, 20% or less extrinsic value around the 80 delta. Extrinsic value, 54 cents on 380. 14% of that, so that's all right with me. Let's go to, God, that was one thing I was thinking of. Here, discretionary. So what I wanted to do was look at discretionaries, market breadth. And this is what I meant here. Outlier signals, backtest passed, positive expectancy. Double check the breadth of that sector. So what I want to make sure, we know the stock market breadth is strong. How about the discretionary sector's breadth? If we look, it's not quite crossed over, but it looks like it will here tomorrow maybe. So I'm comfortable with that. I just want to make sure it's not like on this side of that trend line, right? And it does look like the crossover is imminent. So I still like that. That's what I wanted to see. And that's actually what we had on the last few trades, and they worked out great. So I really want to continue using that. So now let's go to here. HRB, 50 calls, 20 cents wide. Extrinsic was good. Open interest is over 600. No problem there. I would highly recommend getting your position sizing in a super easy manner. You can just go into the VIP Investors Toolkit, go to the power scanner right here, click that button. It's going to pop this up for you, and then just type in HRB, fill in your details here, how much risk you're willing to take, and then you have your position sizing. So let me do the same for my account. Okay. And give me a second here. No, HRB. I'm still on CL. I was like, this doesn't look right. HRB, 50 calls. HRB, 50 calls. All right. HRB, 50 calls at 380. Let me tell you what. Let's swing back to CL. Let's replace the order for CL. I got it sitting at, was it 240? I just want to get that done. It's in my way. I keep looking at it. I want it out of the way real quick. Yeah, 240. All right, let's drop it to, oh, you know what I did? I had it at 249, which is impossible to fill, basically. Let me put that at 240. Why is that? Hang on. My ADHD is all over the place right now. Yeah, 240. Place. Not getting filled. Let's move it down 235. Okay, filled at 235. That's what I wanted. Okay, so now we're done. We're done with CL. And that should unlock you even more buying power. let's put this here real quick. Okay, so this was CL. 65 calls. We rolled up from the 92.5 to the 95s. And we did it for 235. Okay. Now I can focus. I don't know if you guys, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but it's very obvious. Okay, HRB. All right, HRB, 50 calls. HRB, July 19th, 50 calls. Okay, finally. And current price, let's see if we can get 375. All right, that order is working. Rolled CL for 235, 237. Very cool, very cool. Still waiting on 375. All right, it looks like we need to go up a little bit. Let's try 380. Be 50 calls at 380. I got filled. What was my fill price? Filled at 380. Okay. All right. A lot of work today. Let me get an opening here. All right, 624 trade number. Well, it's not really trade number one, but new trade, opening trade. That was HRB. $50 calls at 380. At 53.22. All right, June 24th. HRB 50 calls, 380 when trading at 53.22. All right, very cool. Oh my gosh. My ADHD was out of control today. I apologize. Let's go mark up our chart real quick and we'll be done. $53.22 was our opening. Half an ATR, so it's $1.25 ATR right now. 60, let's call it 63 cents. 62.59. All right, 62.59. And $1.25 up is. You're welcome, Yorn. 54.47. Yorn, I got to ask you. Tell me about that Boeing jet, the Air Canada jet that had the flames shooting out the back. What is your opinion on that? Because like Boeing's just like out of control lately. 54.47. And that left from Toronto Airport about a week after we left from Toronto Airport on an Air Canada jet. And I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. 55.72 for this 2 ATR. 55.72. I'll tell you, if that had happened to me and my family, I don't know if we would have got on a flight to get back home. I think we might have just driven. All right, that's going to wrap it for today. A lot happened today. We took off NLY. We rolled up CL and we rolled up EQR and we put on HRB. Also, we do need to do a little bit of housekeeping on EQR and CL real quick. We need to move up our half ATR. Where is it at? That's expiration. Exit a half ATR from the new 1 ATR point. Okay, so what does that mean? That means we just moved up here, right? 69.24-ish. Let's do that. So now we want a half ATR from that point as a stop out point, okay? So that's going to be 105 divided by 2. And that's 69.25 minus 53. 68.72. Okay, so that's our new half ATR point. And then CL. Oh, no, it's been doing really well. I think we'll say it was at 98.85 or so. Yeah, we'll say 85 because it's been going up the last few minutes. So a half ATR from that point, 121. So 1.22 divided by 2, 61 cents, 89.85 minus 0.61, 98.24. Okay. So housekeeping is done. So that's the plan. We're in HRB as a new trade. We're in EQR rolling up, and we're in CL rolling up. All three trades looking outstanding, and we took off in LY. At a great spot, by the way. That's going to wrap it for today, and we'll just see how these plan out. Thank you so much for coming to today's OVTLYR Trading Room. See you right back here tomorrow, and we'll talk soon.